You've probably heard that you should never, under any circumstances, put metal in the microwave. But that's exactly what we're going to do today. Wow, amazing. It's beautiful. I'm a bit scared of what's happening there, but it looks amazing, right? I've been hearing this since my mom bought our first microwave at home around 2001. That's right. I lived 20 years of my life without a microwave. And the story always goes that if you put metal in the microwave, it can break or catch fire. But honestly, I've never seen that happen. So to start things off, let's get the microwave ready to see this phenomenon. The microwave is called that because it uses electromagnetic waves to heat our food. What does that actually mean? It means that it emits radio waves, waves like the light we see, and that heats the food. These waves make the water molecules in our food vibrate. And that's where the name microwave comes from, because not just any wave will make the water vibrate. It has to be a very specific wave, kind of like a radio wave. And a lot of people are afraid that these waves might escape from the front of the microwave, right? And if you keep watching, for example, the food inside, like it's that dog television, right? Where the chicken keeps turning and the dogs just keep watching it. Sometimes we also heat up some milk, heat up a mug, and we just stand here watching the mug spin inside. Is that bad for us? Isn't there a risk that the microwave radiation could get into your brain? Is it going to give you brain cancer just by looking at the microwave? The electromagnetic waves don't escape from inside. What protects you is this little screen here. See, there's a metal screen in front of the microwave, full of tiny holes. The waves can't get through those holes because of their size. I don't trust that, no. That's dangerous. It could make us sick. Just to be safe, I lock the microwave in a lead safe at my house. Look, I trust what I'm saying so much that now I'm going to do something crazy here. See, let's put a phone in there, not just any phone, okay? It's an iPhone 16 that we're going to put back here to record what's going to happen inside the microwave. I'll make a hole back here and put some glasses in, right? And we're going to put the phone's camera through this hole. The idea is for us to be able to record inside and not. The waves won't reach the phone's camera because they can't go through a hole this size, just like they won't reach a human being. And the image turned out terrible because I didn't take something into consideration. Look, this part of the microwave here isn't the oven, right? This side of the microwave is where the part that generates the microwaves is located. I made a hole, but it should have been closer to the middle. Now that's it, huh? I can see the little hole here in the reflection of the camera lens. See, maybe one of the hardest things in this video is managing to fit the phone exactly into the hole that was made. It's not the first time we've drilled a microwave. And once I did something really sloppy by taping it with masking tape, electrical tape. I don't really remember, but it looked terrible. Now, I think we can come up with a slightly better solution. The Manual do Mundo books were made for this right here. By the way, if you want to know more about the Manual do Mundo books, now there's a feature here on YouTube where the product links appear right on the video screen. That didn't exist before, so I can put the big science book here. If you click, you can already see the price and buy it right away. The time has come. The microwaves are generated here and they are radiated inside the oven. Even when we have food. When you heat a bowl of rice, the water inside heats up and transfers heat to the rest of the food. That's why the food often gets hot while the plate stays cool. The problem with metal, first, is that it reflects these microwaves. It's like a mirror. It shouldn't heat up when the microwave hits it, but then something else happens. Metal has a bunch of electrons here that are free. And when microwaves hit the metal, they start moving these electrons around. It causes an electric current and energy passing through. It's like we've generated energy in the metal. So if suddenly, by chance, you forget a spoon on top of your food in the microwave, things could go wrong. We're doing this here precisely so you don't do it at home. Let's hit record first here, right? Is it recording on this side? And we turn the thing on. I'll keep an eye on it from here. Oh, the plate doesn't spin just because we bought the microwave from the junkyard. It doesn't work, right? Oh, The plate was out of place. Now that's better. Absolutely nothing happened. These electrons, they will want to escape. They will want to run away. And if you have a smooth surface, like a spoon that's rounded like this, it's hard for that to happen. It's much easier for it to happen on a pointed surface. Let's hit rec. I already forgot. Spark. Nothing came out either. Once again, that doesn't mean you can do it, okay? Because the fact that there's no spark coming out in this experiment doesn't mean there won't be a spark in other conditions. I don't know. Maybe it's the rice, maybe it's the container, maybe it's something else like that. Suddenly, if you're very distracted, you might forget a spoon along with a knife, along with a fork inside the microwave. Is nothing happening? Jansen suggested the hypothesis that the microwave isn't working. But it is, because the rice got really hot. So the problem isn't with our microwave. But let's test something else. Let's test this mug here, which is entirely made of metal, a stainless steel mug. It has a much larger area than a fork, right? That means it can absorb a lot more microwaves. I always want to put a bit of rice together so it doesn't get too hot, right? Let's not let what's inside get too hot. Nothing. It wouldn't be smart of me to grab this without a glove, right? Let's see if it got hot. Thermal camera here, huh? Fancy. It reached 45 degrees. So would you trust a thermal camera? 45 degrees doesn't burn your hand, yeah. In fact, about 45.3 LD. If we can make electricity run through the metal inside the microwave, maybe we can. Suddenly light up an incandescent bulb. This older bulb here, which has a filament inside, has a little coil that, when electricity passes through it, gets so hot that it lights up. Wow. Oh man. How beautiful. I'm even a little scared of what's happening there, but it sure looks nice. Right? I think the filament burned out. Wow. It generates plasma inside the bulb. That's really cool. I'm going to try to stand the bulb upright in the middle. And now, is the bulb hot? Didn't it smell? Is it okay in here? No. I don't know if what's smelling bad is the bulb or the microwave. Look, 89, 88, 89 degrees Celsius, really hot. The filament burned out in the metal part of the bulb here that holds the filament melted, but we could see a lot of plasma. Probably the electrons from the gas that was inside here got loose, and some molecules end up with extra electrons, some with fewer electrons, and that's plasma. It's extremely hot gas, very agitated. I wanted to see it one more time with the bulb in a better position. Let's see. Look, it's getting hotter and hotter, but it didn't give that plasma effect that was happening over there in the corner. There are some areas in the microwave that don't heat up as much as others. The waves work better in some regions of the microwave. Let's try changing the position of this bulb. Wow, look how beautiful. It turned blue. It's gonna happen. It started to go wrong, right? But that's exactly what I wanted. Whoa. I'm sure this is, look, 126, 125 degrees, but that's because it's already cooled down a bit. I thought the bulb had shattered, but no. The glass melted. It turned blue. It's gonna happen. This experiment is kind of fake, because who would forget an incandescent bulb, which doesn't even exist anymore, inside the microwave? This is in the name of science, so now let's put something that people would actually forget. Inside the microwave, an aluminum food container. In fact, I'll even put some rice in it, since it was already here, just a little bit inside. This way, no one can claim it's an empty food container, since nobody microwaves an empty one, if I were watching. I'd already like this video, because it's clearly not empty. It's not every day that you see an incandescent bulb turn into a plasma lamp inside the microwave, and it's not every moment that we can risk the life of the microwave and do these experiments, right? So let's go. The microwave's light bulb stopped working. I think the microwave stopped working. And that's it for our show today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up because we just arrested a microwave and it's hot. Guys, look. You see, look. Can you tell that this area here, look, is really hot. So that means the microwave overheated there somehow. And that's our problem. It might be burned out. But this is Manual do Mundo. So today you're going to see what's inside a microwave oven. Look at that. At least the phone was saved. Right, we study, we write scripts, right? About why things spark in the microwave. And in the moment, man, we forget that the microwave can burn out, right? So, first of all, here's the lesson. Don't put incandescent bulbs or any metal inside the microwave because it can burn out the microwave before anything else. Not to mention it could catch fire. Anyway, we didn't see that part happening, but if the glass of the bulb melts, it could set something else inside on fire, and as a consequence, your house could catch fire too. So, honestly, taking apart the microwave is much more dangerous than putting metal inside it. There are two things here that are really dangerous. The first is a capacitor, which is an electronic component that stores a lot of energy, like a battery, but it can discharge everything all at once. That's dangerous for us. It can give you a really big shock. In the case of the microwave capacitor, it's really powerful, but we're going to be careful with it. Whoa. Could it be that the fuse blew? Here's the capacitor. I can already see it. I can already see the thing. It's this part right here, see? Where those red wires are coming from. It's storing a lot of energy inside, and if I put my finger on one side and my finger on the other, the energy will go through me. It'll go through my body. It would be a massive shock. I think we could maybe put some steel wool there to see if it catches fire. Touching both with metal creates a short circuit, making the capacitor discharge all its energy instantly. Oh, let's go. Maybe it has discharged because there might be some device here. There are some capacitors that discharge by themselves. They have a connection between one terminal and the other, and when you turn it off, it discharges slowly. So, in this case, it must have discharged. I shoved the steel wool in here and it didn't short out. Let's see if this fuse blew, right? This thing I took out is called a fuse in the car. We have a lot of them. It's a part that protects the system. When too much electricity goes through, basically, the electric current to reach the microwave has to go through here. If too much electricity passes, this will heat up and melt. It's called a fuse because the metal inside melts, or fuses, stopping electricity from passing through. If this is what burned out, we can use the microwave again. The fuse didn't burn out, so the problem isn't here. I just found a key part here. This is a thermocouple. It's a thermal sensor, and it's right above where the microwaves are generated, in that part that got hot. What happens with this here? The energy flows through it. But if it gets too hot, it deforms and opens, stopping the energy flow. It's a kind of protection against overheating, so it makes the microwave turn off when it gets too hot. That means this microwave will work again. If I turn it on now, since it's been like an hour since it turned off. My specialty is taking things apart, not putting back. Anyway, I found a little slot here like a drawer. What's this? And we're back to our original program, testing metals in the microwave. To be honest, now we know that this microwave could break at any moment. So we're just taking our chances. With only 47 seconds left, I'm going to test the thing I most wanted to see in here, which is this. To create a spark, we need a metal that has points, because the electrons will concentrate on those tips. That's why. When we have a Tesla coil, which is basically a lightning machine, like this one here, it has a tip, which is for the electrons to concentrate here and from here form the lightning. Take a look. That means If we have something full of points, the chance of lightning coming out of it is much higher than if we put something smooth in there. So let's put the steel wool, which is full of tiny little points, right on top of the stainless steel mug, so we can see what happens. Otherwise, the microwave could break. But before that, music. Let it run for a while if it works, since I want the microwave to last. Several experiments. Music. Whoa. It catches fire, man. Now, I'm already happier. If I were watching the video, I would subscribe to a channel that explains so many things, that shows so many things happening. Things you can't do at home. So, we test it here so you can see. But wow, it left a bad smell. And the microwave still hasn't heated up. Let's test the lunchbox. I want us to test it right now. Music. Ah, the little rays are coming out. Look, the aluminum foil lid started to swell. Music. But that's just an effect of the lid, not the little rays. The little rays are coming out pretty weak, right? But nothing special. I thought it was average music. Laughter. The lid swelled up. Look, it's already damp. Let's put it in without the lid to see music. There's not much written on it, right? Rodolfo lent us one of those grandma cups here. The ones with a little metal rim. I don't know about this one. It was probably silver. Sometimes it's gold. Could be gold, but if it has a metal rim here, it might induce an electric current, right? There might be electricity and sparks. He said that happens in his microwave, but I don't know if that's true or not. Yeah. Let's turn on the camera here and see if Rodolfo was fooling us. Music. I didn't see anything here, no music. Nothing came out. Music, aluminum foil ball, all full of points here, right? Of folds, of creases, music. Whoa, there was kind of an explosion there. Music. Nothing. If I open the paper like this so it gets more music. Whoa. Music. Ah. Now, yes, music. Look, and music. Finally, something we actually use in food really caught fire in the microwave. I was afraid that none of this would happen because I couldn't tell you that it's dangerous to put metal in the microwave. We didn't see anything happen before, but now we saw it. It sparked. That's a fire hazard. Now that we've proven the theory, let's take this steel wool here, which is like a thicker version of bomb roll. This thing won't catch fire that easily, and let's put it in there. Music. Allah. No music. That should get hot. 130, 150 degrees. They're all right hot. The microwave has already started heating up on top too. Look, can you see it's almost 50 degrees here? On the microwave lid, all the metal melted. One thing we can try to do, which should make this cooler, is to put a glass cover over the metal. Then we can heat up the air around the melting metal a lot. And then, once again, we can generate plasma and heat it up a lot, theoretically. Music. Let's go, music. I think there's not enough water, because the microwave doesn't heat the air well. If we put water in and the water vaporizes, it will turn into a gas, and the microwave will keep heating the water that's there in vapor form. Theoretically, music might be our last crazy experiment for today. Music. Let's go more microwave music. Almost music. A little more. A little music. La la la. It's right on time. No. He even tries it out a bit, generates a little, generates a lot of light. We can see a very clear light, but it didn't create that plasma ball I was expecting. Not now, yes. Look, 167, extremely hot up here. It's already over 50 degrees. If the microwave makes the electrons in the metal move, can we do that in here and light up this plasma lamp? The lamp's already burned out, and we thought the microwave might be too. I guess it doesn't hurt to try, right? Music, music. Music. Music, music. It lit up. Green, isn't it? Kind of greenish. Wow, that's crazy. No, it's not going to catch fire. To finish, I wanted to do an experiment that I did during the pandemic when we tested some things. Microwave, which is to make plasma from fire. Because this plasma here with just water didn't work. I think it's because we couldn't reach the temperature we needed, but fire can help. Music. The fire will already heat up the air inside the jar a lot, and then the microwave gives that boost to what was already hot. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen happen in a microwave. And maybe now we can film it better, because I have a better phone in the back recording. Let's see. Whoa, ha. If creating a plasma lamp inside the microwave with a matchstick isn't worth a like, I don't know what is. I'll be honest with you, I expected there to be a lot more fire when we put metal objects inside the microwave, especially forks and spoons. It was so-so. But there were some things that sparked a lot, like baked aluminum foil, and the microwave got totally wrecked. It even stopped working a few times. So, even if it rarely happens, unless it's extremely risky, it's still best to be cautious and avoid putting metal in the microwave. And don't try the crazy stuff we did here at your house. Deal. Mom, I got close. You took apart the microwave and didn't show what was inside. Now I want to know. Let's make a deal. So instead of improvising, I'll study how the microwave works first so I can explain it properly. Then we'll sacrifice this one in another video. Deal. It wasn't what I was expecting, but deal. So subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss the notification when we post the video, right? I always forget this part anyway. Do you want to do something quick here in the microwave? So there's this recipe here, which is one of the best we've ever made. Manual do Mundo, which is the condensed milk flan made in the microwave. It's been about 15 years or so since we made this recipe, but it's something delicious.